Hey friends, my book today is called The Hungry Thing, and I'm going to sing the song we like to sing before we read a book, and it goes like this. These are my glasses, and this is my book. I put on my glasses and open up my book, and then I read, 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 and I look, look, look. Then I take off my glasses and close up my book. Honey's here with me this morning. I thought I'd sit on the floor by where she's sitting on my couch today so she could be here while I read this book called The Hungry Thing. One morning, a hungry thing came to town. He sat on his tail. He pointed to a sign around his neck that said, "Feed me." The townspeople gathered around to see the hungry thing. "What would you like to eat?" asked the townspeople. "Smancakes," answered the hungry thing. "Smancakes?" cried the townspeople. "How do you eat them? What can they be?" "Why, dear me," said a wise man, "smancakes, that's plain, are a small kind of chicken that falls with the rain." "Of course," said a cook. "Smancakes, I've read, are better to eat when you stand on your head." "I think," said a little boy, "you're all very silly. Smancakes sounds like fancakes, sounds like pancakes to me." So the townspeople gave the hungry thing some. The hungry thing ate them all up. Then the hungry thing pointed to his sign that said, "Feed me." "What would you like to eat?" asked the townspeople. "Tickles," answered the hungry thing. "Tickles?" cried the townspeople. "How do you eat them? What can they be?" "Why, dear me," said the wise man, "tickles, you know, are curly-tailed hot dogs that grow in a row." "Of course," said the cook, "tickles taste yummy, and you giggle and laugh with 10 in your tummy." "I think," said the little boy, "it's all very clear. Tickles sounds like sickles, sounds like, what do you think it's going to sound like? Pickles to me." And they gave the hungry thing some, and the hungry thing ate them all up. "He's underfed. Have some bread," said a lady dressed in red. "It seems to me he'd like some tea," said a fellow up a tree. "A bit of rice might be nice," said a baby sucking ice. The hungry thing just shook his head and pointed to his sign that said, "Feed me." The townspeople tried again. "What would you like to eat?" asked the townspeople. "Feetloaf," answered the hungry thing. "Feetloaf?" cried the townspeople. "How do you eat it? What can it be?" "Why, dear me," said a wise man, "let's see. Feetloaf, it's a kind of a shoe pudding that grows in a tree." "Oh, of course," said the cook. "Feetloaf tastes sweet, and it's eaten by kings when they dine in bare feet." "I think," said the little boy, "you all ought to know. Feetloaf sounds like beetloaf, sounds like meatloaf to me." So the townspeople gave the hungry thing some, and the hungry thing ate it all up. He again pointed to his sign that said, "Feed me." "What would you like to eat this time?" asked the townspeople. "Cookies," answered the hungry thing. "Cookies?" cried the townspeople. "How do you eat them? What can they be?" "Cookies," said the wise man, "are known in far lands as a special spaghetti to eat holding hands." "Cookies," said the cook, "are a party dish to serve to a guest if he isn't a fish." "I think," said the little boy, "that it's all very simple. Hookies sounds like lookies, sounds like, do you know what it's going to sound like? Cookies to me." The townspeople gave the hungry thing some, and he ate them all up. Then he got to his feet. He smiled. He patted his mouth on a line of laundry. He turned around 3 times. Is it true he's all through? Asked a lady dressed in blue. Let's all try to say goodbye, said a man with a can. Come again, said some men. But the hungry thing just sat down again, and he pointed to his sign that said, Feed me. What do you want to eat? Asked the townspeople. Gollypops, said the hungry thing. Gollypops? Cried the townspeople. How do you eat them? What can they be? Gollypops. What do you think Gollypop sounds like? Oh, dear me, said the wise man. Gollypops are new. They are cereal shaped like toys and sugar-coated too. Children, said the cook, buy them by the dozen and trade off the box tops with classmates and cousins. I think, said the boy, you all ought to hear. Gollypops sounds like Dollypops sounds like, what do you think it's going to be? Lollipops to me. So the townspeople gave the hungry thing some. The hungry thing ate them all up, and he pointed to his sign again. Oh, please, said the people. We've been here all day. Isn't there a quicker way? I think, said the boy, that there is. Have some noodles? The little boy asked the hungry thing. The hungry thing shook his head. What's this little sign? Feed me. Oh, excuse me. I meant to say foodles. The hungry thing smiled, and he ate them all up. Just look, said the cook. Let's all try, was the cry. So they all got busy. Have some smello? They gave him some jello. Have some thread? They gave him some bread. Have a banana? They gave him a banana. The hungry thing ate and ate. He looked very full. Is there anything more we can give you? The townspeople wanted to know. The hungry thing politely covered a hiccup, and he thought for a while, and then he said, Boop with the smacker. Boop with the smacker. Boop with the smacker? Boop with the smacker? What is that? The townspeople asked. The boy whispered to the wise man. The wise man whispered to the cook. And the cook gave the hungry thing soup with a cracker. The hungry thing ate them all up. He smiled. He got to his feet. He wiped his mouth on the cook's hat. And just as he left, he turned his sign around. And in big letters, it said, Thank you. And that is the end. That's a fun story. He was a very hungry thing indeed, and he had very good manners because he wiped his mouth when he burped, and he said thank you after they fed him all those fun things. All right, thanks for joining me today for my story, The Hungry Thing. Honey, I was hoping Honey would wake up and listen to this story. She slept through the last couple of stories. Silly pup. All right, friends. See you later.